Hello dear students, I am your Shobha, Kochi. Today I am going to start Rise of Nationalism in India. So freedom movement is very important and it is a dynamic chapter. Indians who suffered a lot under British rule and become responsible for the first Indian independence in 1857. The involvement of Indians in the process of lawmaking began through the Act of 1861. As a result of all this, the new educated class began to have the clear concept of a nationalism and a try to share same with the common people. Coming to nationalism means the feeling of pride and a belongingness towards one's nation. Main causes of a nationalism, particularly Indian nationalism, are influence of Western education. Second, social religious reforms movement. Third, social and cultural discontent. Fourth one, economic exploitation. Then fifth one, repressive colonial policies. Sixth, changes in press. Seventh, development in the field of transport and communication. Lord Ripon's Ilbert Bill in judicial system. Ninth one, 1858 British Queen's development activities towards India. Organizations, the Hindu Mela. Second one, the East India Association. Third, Pune Sarvajanika Sabha. Fourth one, the Indian Associations. Fifth, the Indian National Congress in 1885 by A.O. Hume. Indian National Congress, it is founded in the year 1885 December 28. Started patriotic feelings of Indians. Second one, published papers in local languages. Third one, stated debates on the political problems. Fourth one, started positive plans of actions related to the national issue. Based on plan of action, belief and the types of a struggle, two groups we find. Those are moderates and extremists. Congress party divisions and its main leaders. First one, Congress. Here whole totally Congress is divided into two groups. First one, moderates, known as of age of generous. It is founded between 1835 to 1905. They were called as liberates. A.O. Hume, who was the main founder of moderates. M.G. Ranade, Surendranath Banerjee, Dadabai Nauroji, Gopalakrishna Gokhale are main leaders of this moderates party. Coming to the next one, extremists. They were called as political beggars. We found this year 1905 to 1920. They were called as socialists. Lala Lajpat Rai was the main leader of extremist groups. Arvind Ghosh, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandrapal are the leaders of extremist party. Share this video to your friends. Coming to the next one, moderates and extremists. In the examination, they will be asked you ideology or the differences between these things. So it is important to you. They believed in the British sense of justice and fair play. Extremists believed in the self-reliance. Second one, moderates inspired by the ideas of Western philosophers. Extremists inspired by the Indian history, cultural heritage, national education and Hindu traditional symbols. Third one, improvement in education standards. Third one, main principles: Swaraj, Swadeshi, boycott of foreign goods, and national education. Contributions of moderates: constitutional reforms and propaganda in the legislature. In extremists, we find rise of national education, campaign for general administrative reforms, spreading of a nationalist education in extremists. Then protection of civil rights from the moderates. Then in the extremists, we find upliftment of downtrodden. Seventh, in the moderates, criticize of British imperialism. In extremists, we find demand of a Swaraj. Come to the second one here, moderates methods. What methods they were accepted? Prayer, petitions, persuasion, and philosophy. Methods regarded as a passive resistance. Then extremists we find believed in a militant methods, not to be association of a key personnel, that is assassination. Sorry for this one, assassination that is. Then objectives: related self-government. Ninth one, demanded for Swaraj or complete dependence from the British government. Technique: believed political connections with Britain and not for direct challenge to British rule. Extremists believed in self-reliance as a weapon against domination. Leaders we find moderates: Dadabhai Naoroji, Gopalakrishna Gokhale, Yeo Hyo. In extremists, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Bipin Chandra Pal, Lala Lajpat Rai, Arvind Ghosh. The contribution of extremist: support for revolutionary movements, encouraging cooperative organizations. 14th, social service to the people. Early nationalists we find or moderates demands we find, that is constitutional, expansion of a legislative council and legislative assemblies at a provincial and a national level, democratic government, representative form of government. Economic we find here reduction in the land revenue. Second one, trade protection and industrial growth, criticize unjust economic policies of, and last one, poverty elevation. Administrative we find here ICS exams must be conducted in India and England. Second one, suppression of executive and judicial. Military we find reduction or cutting down military expenditure. Then second one, drain of Indian resources. Then next one, drain of wealth theory. This theory proposed by Dadabhai Naoroji in the 19th century states that the British exploited Indians' resources and wealth during the colonial period. It means the transfer of Indian wealth to the England. A. Exploitation of resources. B. Non-equivalent exchange. C. High taxes. D. Expenditure on British personnel. Home charges. These A, B, C, D are nothing but they are against the Indian people. Then extremist leader Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he was one of the most who advocated for self-rule or Swaraj and was vocal proponent of a complete independence. As an extremist leader, he used Swadeshi movement and boycott movement, encouraging people to boycott foreign goods, calling for the people to be proud of their heritage. Popular leader as known as Lokamanya. Trials and imprisonment, he arrested many times and spent time in prison, and also he wrote some of the books in jail also. Contributed to the freedom movement like all the India Home Rule League in 1916. British refused partition of Bengal. Reasons are like this type. Extremists opposed the partition of Bengal. Second, protests started through the country. Third one, popularized the Swadeshi movement. Fourth one, banned on the Western goods. Fifth one, encouraged the people to use Indian goods. Sixth, Muslim disappointment. Seventh, administrative difficulty. Subscribe to my channel. Gandhi era from 1990 to 1948. Here we find a leadership, undisputed leader of Indian independence. Second one, principles, truth, non-violence, satyagraha. Third, satyagraha, it is a non-violent resistance movement. Fourth, non-cooperation movement, aim to boycott British goods 7 institutions. Fifth one, civil disobedience movement or Dandi March, stated in 1930, fight for freedom and independence. Main demand was abolition imposed on the salt. Salt Satyagraha, Champaran Satyagraha, Quit India movement, spontaneous participation of a masses Gandhiji called Indians Do or Die. Failure of Quit India movement causes. Gandhiji, Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai arrested and imprisoned. Most of the Congress leaders were in jails. British suppressed the movement. League proposed for the division of India. New ideas, that is, new ideas and the methods appeared in almost every walk of Indian life during the Gandhian era.